And now there's sound too. Hey everybody, it's your boy, a helpful tourist. I'm here on this Saturday chill stream with your other boy, Giant. We have a pretty relaxed stream for you guys. Sorry for the late start. We were experiencing some super minor difficulties, mostly because I'm a complete idiot. But we got through that. We have a lot planned for you today. Not really. It's going to be a super short stream. We just wanted to give you some updates on the weekly challenge, this week's and next week's, and then maybe play some multiplayer if there's anybody out in the community. Yeah, that's pretty much it. There was a lot of interest in this week's challenge. We actually ended up extending it for a second week because people were working on their projects, and still some people didn't manage to finish everything. We voted yesterday in the office on everything that we thought was the coolest, and so we have your results. We're going to dump that on you guys after our little introduction here. And we did have a couple of last minute introductions. There's a couple of sound clips that we're going to have to figure out how to play that we're not 100% sure how we're going to introduce to you guys, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Let's see, we'll go to your desktop once the multiplayer starts. Cool, Puddles. I'm looking forward to playing with you. Maybe we can expand on your submission a little bit and we can all run a solid flat game because I know how much everybody loves it. Yeah, there was a ton of stuff that you guys submitted and we all love to see it coming in. I guess that's pretty much it. We should talk about the other extended challenge, which is the editor submission, and maybe update people on what we've been doing behind the scenes a little bit. We can't tell them everything, but we can leak like a little bit of the information. I don't know. We've been working on some patches for you guys. Yeah, classic mode. You wish, Albedo, you wish. We're really working to get the console mode or the console release done and out, so that means that the only other stuff that we're really working on right now is patches, because they kind of go hand in hand. Any other modes or ideas are kind of on the back burner right now, and we're not really willing to commit to anything, so there may or may not be anything else. Boy, it sure is going to be a great surprise. As for the current challenge that's running, which is in its second week, so we won't be introducing a new challenge this week because we're in the middle of one. It's the level editor contest. We're accepting submissions for fan-created levels. The console version is coming along great, actually. Luke just dropped in a bunch of huge optimizations for the console, which should really help because it was at the very end of our development cycle for the PC segment. The console was behind a little bit on performance just because we hadn't given enough attention. Luke's had a couple of weeks to dig into that a little bit more, so we should be seeing some more improvements in that within this week. QA gets their hands on it literally when we end the stream with you guys here. We have very few development kits, so we have to kind of share them, and we deal with them when we can. So Luke put the changes in, which means I get to steal the kit back and actually sit there and test it. But back to the challenge. The challenge...
Actually, one other thing about console that was dropped in there. You guys probably don't... Whoever it was probably didn't realize it, but we've actually played console with PC in multiplayer. We did about like 2 or 3 games, and they were kind of like accidental, just seeing if they worked. But Chelsea jumped into a match kind of almost by accident, just kind of like pressing the button to see if multiplayer worked.
Yeah, she didn't know it worked at the time and just clicked it, and she
and
was
then
in.
like 20 minutes later, Matt was like wanted to quick check, so like we matched up with him, and then he kind of like announced to the team like, "Hey guys, congratulations, you were just involved in the first ever cross-platform PS4 test." And we're like, "She did it like 20 minutes ago." Oh, the second ever cross-platform multiplayer test.
We kind of rained on his parade. But yeah, crossplay is working, and we'll get to test it more in the next couple of weeks here. We're really looking forward to it. We didn't have any problems with the initial, so mostly it's just going to be trying to up the performance for everybody so that it feels good across the board. And bug fixing, of course, which is what we do just literally every day. We have been working a lot on the strategy guide. That is coming along really nicely. We've had some help from the community. Super shout out to all the people that have been helping us with that. We're in the home stretch here. It's just final formatting and images. So I forgot that we wanted to talk about that, but here we are talking about that.
You only said that because you saw Chili Boss's name.
I did. Yep, it's 100%. You're my boy, Chili. Thanks for your help. Shout outs to everybody helping us, but Chili's in here making noise, so yeah. But
Miasmic's right above him.
he is. I mean, they're our devoted fan base. Oh yeah, the challenge for this week is make a level and submit it to us. We're going to play them all, the ones, well, as many as we can, live next week on stream. Your boy Bammer, is not going to be in for that one either. He is super sad. He wanted to tell you guys that he was bummed that he's not going to make it in. Yes, Unit, there is a strategy guide. I don't know what the availability of the strategy guide is, but there is going to be at least internal copies of it, so you guys get nothing.
Part of the Kickstarter, some people were supposed to get electronic versions of it, some people were supposed to get the actual hard copy of it. I don't know if we're going to do any hard copies of it outside of it. I would assume on principle there's some way to get the electronic copy, whether we sell it for $5 on the website or I have no idea. I'm just making stuff up, but we should be able to get it to people who want it one way or another.
Have the devs been seeing my creation so far? Blarg, have you been dropping the levels in? I haven't been keeping up with the level submission Discord. I'm really bad. I'm sorry, you guys. But Ben has been all over it, and even Ryan has had, our newest tester, has spent a little bit of time playing some of those levels. I know James has too. I'm literally the only one that wasn't. Oh, he doesn't put them in publishing. Then we totally aren't going to play them if you don't put them where we look for them. So if you want us to play them, drop them in there and we'll check them out. And like I said, if you want to submit them for this week's challenge, drop them in there and we'll play them live on stream if we have enough time. We'll get through as many as we can. We're not going to do any preferential treatment or any of that garbage. We just are going to play what's there. And I'm looking forward to that. I don't know who's going to be on stream with me. It might be James, it might be Giant, it might just be me, who knows. But yeah, I wanted to dig in and talk about all the submissions we had for the fan art contest that we are wrapping up now. We did have quite a few submissions. I know that some people didn't get everything done that they wanted to. There was talk of an embroidered shirt, which would have been really cool. And then I think Shroud Eye was in the middle of putting together his papercraft Kodachi. We have a couple of images of his halfway progress, but he's not quite done yet. So we'll check all that out. And then we'll jump into some multiplayer with you guys a little bit, and then talk maybe a little bit. I guess we can talk about the patch now. There isn't a lot to talk about because it's not finished yet, but we have another patch in the works right now. It addresses some of the issues that we caught from the editor, so we're just really looking to bring that up to polish a little bit more. But while we're doing that patch, we might as well work on some of the single player and multiplayer issues that are floating around out there, so it'll address some of those. As soon as QA is done with it, and we're satisfied that it doesn't crash you guys every time you load a save game, we'll push it out to everybody, and we'll have full patch notes to go along with it. We'll drop it in the Discord as usual, but just so you guys don't think we're sleeping every day, we're actually working, I promise.
Some days.
Just some days. Days. Man, it is hot out today. Today would be a wonderful day to be asleep. Flag nerf incoming. You wish! That flag is perfect. We will be using it exclusively. None of you guys get to use it.
It's actually a flak buff. You shoot it and it does the reactor explosions. So just start using it in a multiplayer and you just instantly kill everything. Reflex buff incoming. We've talked about buffing reflex, but we're still kind of up in the air on that one. It is very strong in some situations, so we're hesitant to buff it. Well, I'll promise this much. I will talk to Luke about it again and see what he says. That's all I can promise. I can't promise any additional action. Somebody asked what I was drinking. This is actually a blue cup, but it's kind of, picking up the green screen behind us. Well, like aqua.
Aqua, whatever. So it's picking up some of the green from the green screen, so it looks all goofy and it's like, ooh, spooky. Anyway, it's just water. But yeah, without further ado, let's jump in and talk about all these submissions. We're gonna get tiny sized. Let me scroll over here. I think I put it in the concept art one. I did. Okay. Hopefully that looks normal to you guys. Let me click over here and make sure that it does. They're not picking up the crazy red bar. Yeah. Okay. Looks normal to you guys. Okay. So the first one we wanted to talk about, first series we want to talk about, and this is gonna come up more than once, is Bamosa 3D printed some little. We don't have a name for them, so I'm just going to call it right now. He calls them desk segments. I was going to say concept cubes. I don't know which one of those. If he's in here, he can tell us what they're actually called. But he 3D printed them, and then he even he rendered them, then he 3D printed them, and then he painted them. A lot of people in the office liked these. This is one of the images that he sent us. What do you think, Trent? What are your thoughts on the unpainted version? This is the partially painted version.
I don't know why, but like the random thought that's coming to mind is I'm thinking Cabin in the Woods. Like, have you seen
Because
that
it's
movie?
so rustic, or the part where is that the one where she shaves her leg off?
No, Cabin in the Woods is the one where spoiler, but like they end up seeing just a bunch of cubes with like evil entities in them.
Okay, I don't think I've
So
ever seen that one.
like I'm for whatever reason I'm just imagining like the reactor is one of the evil entities in it. So like you see like a bunch of ghosts and then some werewolves and then you see the reactor is about to destroy you. I don't know why I'm seeing that. I'm just thinking that because like it almost looks like it's like the texture on it kind of looks like it's cement.
I think he did.
So like I kind of feel like it's an underground facility.
Speaking of texture, you can see that the center portion is not painted yet, right? And actually the outside probably
I think
isn't
you were talking
final.
about Cabin
But I think
Fever.
he did a really good job. He was talking about looking for tips on painting. That does remind me of Kevin Lewis. Okay, so other people know what you're talking about. I'm just an idiot. I don't know, and I watch a lot of horror movies, so I have no idea how. Maybe I've forgotten. Maybe I drank lemonade.
Do you like Whedon stuff?
Whedon stuff? Joss Whedon, yeah. Okay, yes, Joss Whedon's pretty good.
I think you'd be entertained by it. Among other things, there's a couple characters that are in some of his stuff. I forgot who actually. I mean, it might even be his movie. I don't remember, but it is very meta. It's very entertaining.
Is that the one where they're like stuck in one place and they keep trying to get out and they can't and they end up trying to like jump a ravine on a dirt bike?
Yes.
Okay, I totally have seen that. I just don't remember much of like what goes on.
Also,
in
stuck in one place describes basically every horror movie.
Well,
ever.
I mean, but the dirt bike jumping over the ravine, that doesn't
Yeah.
happen in everyone because that was like part of their plan to get out of there.
Yeah, BMX biker Billy did not make that jump.
Yeah, that'd be unexpected. But yeah, no, like I think he actually did a pretty good. Speaking of textured, while we were talking about Whedon stuff, there you go. Speaking of texture, I think he did a pretty good job of painting
Like,
this.
it really looks like it's like a cement structure in like a basement or something. Like you cut
aside
a
from
wall
the
off,
unpainted elements,
Yeah.
it looks pretty solid.
or you
Like,
just painted it freaking weird gray shiny stuff.
yeah, it's. I mean, you could see the seam in it, so it's not painted, but the rest of the painted job on it is pretty good. All right, next. Hopefully, this takes us to the next one. Okay, this is another one from Bamosa. He sent us not just the little cubes and the renderings. He actually did some fan art. This is sick. There's a couple of blue ones. Hopefully, we'll get into those too. Cast in place concrete. Yeah, I mean that is a way to go. Dude, imagine 3D printers out of high resolution concrete. It's a tiny little. Anyway, this is really cool. I like this. I like the smoke effect. This was another one that was really popular in the office. The gun is placed correctly. It's got headlights. Man, I think I wish I was this artistic. That's the moral of the story with that one.
Yeah, I think the closest I could come is if I took one of the like literal images and then just did the
Colored it
effects
with
in
crayons?
Photoshop or
Oh,
something. Just like, let me throw a random cloud flare on there. Well, that looks like garbage. Let me try something else.
All I have is MS Paint, so all of my skills are pretty much focused around that.
I mean, you gotta at least go to like, I hate to even like endorse it, but like paint.net or like something with layers. If you
No.
don't have something with layers,
No layers. All one layer. We only draw on one canvas. It's like Monet.
Alright, so you're a fan of programmer art, is what you're saying.
Pretty much. I'm just so bad at art. It doesn't matter how many layers we have. We can't cover it up. Yeah, GIF's pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, we use a bunch of different ones in here, but the fastest one is I'm the furthest thing from an artist, man. But I will comment on art like I know what I'm talking about. Just anytime I get a chance.
Understanding what you like is one thing. Being able to make these do anything useful is a separate thing.
I mean, these robot hands are just terrible. Anyway, okay, next one. We're never gonna get through it. Okay, so this is the 3D rendering, one of the two 3D renderings that Bamosa sent to us, and that top left one is the one that he ended up printing and painting. Man, these are really cool. I can tell you that the vividness of color is one of the things that sells me the most on on this render. Like, yeah, those are some really good contrasting color groups and complementary, because you got the blue on blue, but then you got the teal with the purple. That's like, man, those are beautiful.
I also choose to believe that if he does print these out, that the like survivor image that he's going to have on there has nothing to do with him at all, and it's just like he picks a random one in there.
Well, I hope so. I hope he picks a random one. It's always interesting to see when you're cruising through the game. You're like, oh, I know that person, and you like blow up the monitor that they're on. That's a good time.
I still think my favorite part was because I think either Matt or Jason came up with like the random like jobs for everybody that they have, and one of the images that we have in there is one of my friends, Anthony, and like people knew nothing about him, gave him a title, and he's a habitation engineer, and he works in apartments, and he like promotes them and like gets people to move in.
They nailed his job, even his future job.
So like he'd been telling me that we should have called him a space pirate, and then like he wanted to just like grab a quick shot of like him sitting next to it on the screen. So like he was just sending that out to some of his friends, and like I actually read the title for the first time. I'm like, habitation engineer. That's actually you. That's fucking baller.
Nailed it. Shroud, dude, I'll totally check out your Kodachi when it's finished, and we'll talk about it a little bit on stream right now. I mean, when we get to it, I hope that I put those images in the slideshow. I did drag and drop them. I think OBS is smart enough to update. I think my favorite here, and this may or may not be popular opinion, but my favorite is definitely the purple with the teal, just because I like the complementary colors. I think that the facet choices on there aren't the super most interesting, because one is just the like, you know, the teal lava, one is the purple crystal, and one is the object pip for holding the like treasure boxes in the alien levels. But I think that the color scheme is awesome, and that's enough to sell me on it. I think the most interesting composition-wise is totally the reactor one, because the reactor is cool. It's got the quintessential little exit button on it, and the subtle guide arrows that we use to tell people where they should be going.
Yeah, I'd kind of agree with that. Like, I like the color of the bottom one, and then
Composition of the reactor one. Okay, all right, Bumosa, you're a badass. Next.
Stop it. Let other people.
This is no kidding. I guess we're gonna go through all of his. I like this one too. This is, in my opinion, not as good as the Kodachi, the head-on Kodachi one, but the fog coming off, or the smoke coming off there is pretty sick. He even added like twirly business around the blades that make it look like they either it's moving forward or they have slight movement to them.
Yeah, I think I do like the Kodachi more, and like I think one of the like really stupid reasons is because I feel like the color scheme is more correct on the Kodachi, whereas this guy has got like brighter colors, so like it just feels kind of off. But I mean, you could just see it as if it was just like a blue version of Grayscale, but like he's supposed to be like colorful, like this.
I think. Oh yeah. They haven't seen that yet, have they? Sneaky.
Here, I'll let them zoom in on the tiny corner.
Well, we can make it slightly. We can make it slightly bigger. Nah. There we go. You gotta go that way. Yeah. Lean into it. Yeah, man. We got shirts.
Yeah, I think they're the
awesome.
Kickstart backer shirts or something. I don't remember.
There's a huge pile of shirts that are on the other side of this wall, and they could be for anything.
Yeah,
I do like that.
I'm not 100% sure, but
we do have a in-house perk that isn't available to everyone out there, because we got to pick colors, and I don't think that the rest of the world get to. So
Well, you guys picked colors, and then I had some blank T-shirts lying around that I gave to them because they don't really generally make shirts that come in adult male sizes.
Oh well, yeah. Anyway, we have cool shirts. I know. You know what, Dragon? I've been prodding Mike and Matt and the gang to start a store. We may end up doing that, but right now we just need to work on the success of the game. So, oh my gosh, Ben's in there. And nerds, I can't hear at the bar in Kansas City. Bammer. It's good to hear that you made it that far out there. Keep driving safe, man. Store merch toys. Yeah, we do want to get that stuff out there. Let's go back to the slideshow. I don't know why we jumped out just to show the shirt off. Yeah, Bammer made it. He's with us from a grand distance. Good to see you. How about that, LCS? Anyway.
Didn't even know they got internet in Kansas these
Oh,
days.
the other thing I wanted to say about the reason that I like now, Bamosa, don't take this the wrong way, man. These are both sick. The reason I like the other Kodachi one over this one is I feel like the perspective on that one is slightly more accurate than this one. In this image, he looks kind of pulled like not right.
Like a little bit stretched out.
Just a tiny bit stretched out. And like I said, they're both really good, but that is the only negative on this one that would give the Kodachi the one-upsmanship on this. All right, let's see what we got next. Oh my gosh, please go to the next image.
You might not have.
I'm not in the active window. Now. There we go. Okay, these are the finished painted Bamosa Cube from two different angles. Okay, so I think that the merchandising collectibles breakfast cereal, dude, if we had Overload the breakfast cereal, that would be awesome. I had Mario cereal as an adult. I purchased Mario cereal because I remember it from when we were kids and they made Mario cereal, and it was terrible back then, and it was completely mediocre now. I mean, it's like 50% marshmallows or whatever, and they gave you like a little amiibo code that you could play, you could dump into Mario and see what it did. And I was like so excited. I don't have a Switch, but I know several people that do. So I was like, you guys, I'll give you this little amiibo and you can tell me what it does because I'm excited to hear what it does. And they told me that it just gives them coins in game. And I'm like, that is the biggest slap in the face ever. At least give us a crappy plastic Mario. High sugar content. It would be a lot like chocolate frosted sugar bombs from Calvin and Hobbes. That's what we would make it like. Just and it would come with its own package of extra sugar that you could pour on top.
Or we could make it like Captain Crunch, just so when they eat it, they just start bleeding.
It cuts the roof of your mouth. But yeah, the final cubes, they look pretty good. I think that the undercoat paint job was really good, and the final paint job is perfectly acceptable. That's where my level on this is. Some of the highlights aren't super perfect. I know that that's like really tight detail work. He did do a really good job picking up the corners, like, scuffing them down to show what's underneath it, and showing like the wear of the cube. I think that looks sick. I'm not super crazy about the fluorescent paint over the emergency exit lettering. I feel like that kind of didn't blend well or doesn't look perfect. I think a flat paint job with like highlights would have been a better option. But it does look really sick, and I think all of us agree that this would look awesome on our desks. Please send us some. Anyway, next up. Oh, did you have any thoughts before I go skipping on?
No, similar to that. I think that I think the color scheme works, but I also think that the color of our reactors is kind of like interesting, and it's got like a couple different colors that just kind of like work well together. And I think that this is kind of like highlighting just like the one section of it, whereas I think that the other one is just kind of like it kind of like spreads stuff out a little bit better, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. I do want to say his 3D printer has what appears to be a very good resolution for print, because either he sanded down his print lines or there just weren't that many there. And if there aren't that many there from the start, it's a really good job on that. There are a few little ones left. You might look to acetone treat those to get those to die down, or heat treat those to get those to die down a little bit. I don't know. I haven't done a ton with 3D printing, but those are both options. But it does look very good regardless. Like, this is very, very good for a desktop 3D printer. Okay, next. Okay, I think this one is sick. This was my top vote. This is Lego Kraken, submitted by Josham, I think. Yeah, Josham. This is just really cool, man. I love Legos, and I think this is, like, for the amount of Legos involved in this looks very much like a Kraken. Like, it's not a ton of Legos, but it still looks awesome. It would be cool to have this just hanging from, like, a string next to my desk or whatever. There's still Nightmare USA is still behind the times. Get on the Lego bandwagon.
Also a fan of how you got the one side is firing.
Yes, yeah, with the blue plasticky business rods. I think that is really cool too. Just like a super cool little thing. I still think it would be awesome to get a Kodachi gunship Lego kit, like to like figure out what would be involved in that, and then be like, hey Lego, make this for us. I don't think they'll answer our phone calls though. This is another angle of it, so you can see the actual relative size of it, and like I said, it's really small, but it still very much looks like a Kraken, which is awesome.
I would assume those are lightsabers, yeah.
Definitely lightsabers. Man, I remember Legos. Those things were great. But yeah, huge shout out for this. This is cool work, man. Keep sending in stuff like this. We love to see it. This is Puddles. Puddles submission. We all recognize the icon. We all know what it's about. We all had a good laugh in the office. You guys so salty about that flak. Everyone's laughing right now. It's the icon for flak, for those that are watching that don't know what it is. And it's, an unbranded name of salt that he's poured out there on his desk because some people have strategy problems dealing with flak, myself included. Anyway, haha. It was good. You got us. For a long time, this one was winning because it was the only submission. This is... Let me look at my cheat sheet. I feel like this might be Ronclys. Yeah, it is. This is Ronclys, who was out at SGDQ. He did a speed run of... And I can't remember the name of it. It was another 6 Degree of Freedom game.
Sub-Zero.
Sub-Zero level? Sub-level 0?
Sub-level 0,
Sub-level 0. We got there. Sub-level 0. He gave us a sweet shout-out when he was playing that, so thanks for that. Also, Sub-level 0 looked like fun. We hope that someday we're going to have our sweet title up there for people to speedrun, and they'll be talking about us and what kind of awesome community our Discord channel is. So this is pretty cool. It's kind of like the... there's some level art for levels, like user-created levels that don't have an image. It says classified, and there's like a temp or placeholder image that's there. This is sort of like that, because it says classified across the bottom, and it's Saturn with some moons going around it or whatever. So this is pretty cool, and in that same vein, just a little bit more realistic. I think this is nice, man. I'm in. I hope that he could totally, if he wants to use it as art for a level, he could totally use this as a banner for level banner or whatever. I don't actually know what those things are called. Level preview? Preview art?
Yeah, I think we just called them like the preview image or something.
Preview image? This is a pretty cool preview image. It's not quite cool enough to be my desktop. I don't know what my desktop is right now. I think it's the Starfield. I think it's the Starfield, which is in the strategy guide. No, it's not.
It's in the computer.
Guide. It's in the manual.
It's in the manual.
It's in the manual. It's in the manual. Briefing slide? Yeah, but it's more than just the briefing slide because it's the art component of it.
I don't know if we ever had like an official name for it other than whatever Luke probably called it in... Actually, I think briefing screen. Well,
briefing screen?
Well, I know that they're the briefing screens.
Briefing
I don't know
screen level image?
Yeah, I don't know. Sure. Yeah, it's probably called something specific in code that makes sense and would probably work here, but...
Anyway. Okay, yeah, this is pretty cool. I don't think it was in the top 3, but I don't remember. Anyway. This comes from Shroud Eye. This is his beginning of his papercraft. Man, we're super excited to see this come together. I should have waited for the transition to make it, but whatever. This is going to be cool. This is going to be super cool. I love papercraft. It's just something that's super cool that anyone can put together and have something on their desk that doesn't weigh 1,000,000 pounds. You can hang it from your ceiling, and they actually look really cool. The folds involved in it are math that is beyond me. Obviously, this isn't going to win any art contest right now, but when the final thing is in, that's going to be sick. That is going to... You're going to send us copies of those, maybe, I hope. All right, next. This is the 3D render of that, I think. Shroud Eye, if you're out there, please tell me that this is from you. Shall your paper printouts? I think this is the 3D render of where he pulled his papercraft from. I really hope so. I'm really bad at remembering things. If it's someone else's, I'm going to get in a lot of trouble, but I'm like 96% sure. Okay, yeah, it is yours. Yeah, this is pretty cool in and of itself. Would have been cool if you textured it. That's all I'm gonna say, man. I'm just kidding. I assume for the paper craft that it doesn't need to be textured or anything like that. I'm at Twitch. You are Twitch. Hey. I gotta give you a little credit. Alright, next. Okay, this was... Oh, man, I don't remember who submitted this. But this is... We all got angry at this. I mean, I got angry at this. This is obviously Descent material. We're super disappointed. I'm gonna wait for everyone to like catch up and be like, oh, this is the greatest thing ever. No! This was an overload contest. You guys missed the whole point of it. I mean, it's cool as heck, but it's only cool as heck because, you know, it looks awesome and it's, you know, pretty accurate ship. What looks to be a stuffed animal or possibly an inflatable. Either way, really cool, but also not overload, so I'm angry. Would love to float down the river on this. Yeah, if that thing's inflatable, that would be sick. That would be cool. I agree. All right. Next slide. This is, hold on, I gotta look this up. This is Swing Arm 1032's Lego rendered Clawbot. This is really cool. I think he did a really good job on this. There were some conversations about, you know, getting the arm angle right in chat or like getting the proportions right or whatever, but as far as like a Lego rendering goes, this thing looks awesome. Gonna be expensive. Yeah. So, you know, I think the Death Star is still more expensive, but who knows? For the people that make these things out there, after you render this, can you just be like, buy this Lego kit and Lego sends you the pieces like piecemeal? Because if that's possible, that would be awesome to like put together something.
I guess that the flat like oddly shaped polygons aren't just like pre-made. Like you could probably like cut it if you wanted to, but
no, I think they are. Like if you look at the back sides of these are all pieces from some of the ship stuff.
No, I mean those make sense. I just think that like that would be a weird, like there's some weird shaped like the yellows that like I wouldn't be that surprised if there's just not a default.
Oh, okay. So you used to be able to do that. You can't do that anymore. That's really sad because there's a ton of really cool stuff that you could have done. They gave you a custom box and custom instruction booklet for your model and everything. Oh, that would have been sick. I would have totally tried to get together a Kodachi gunship for that. Oh man, that is too bad. I think
it was like
Lego. If you're out there watching, the birds are cool and everything, but we want custom kits back again.
Like I think it was like more expensive than like it should be for like what you're getting, but also like at least somewhat reasonable on it, just considering the fact that they throw everything together.
I mean, but still, that's sick that you would get a box and your own instruction booklet. I mean, I can understand why they would stop doing it because it's so, you know, like that's very
labor
detailed.
intensive.
Yeah, labor intensive, detailed. And it probably took up a large area of production just to deal with that. But that still would have been really cool. I feel like if they could have automated it, they could have done it. You guys could try K'NEX. You know, I don't want to plug one company over another one, but growing up, I pretty much always played with Legos, and I liked them the most.
Look,
so,
all I'm saying is
cool.
It's all about build some ships in like Lincoln Logs.
I mean, I guess. I don't know. Lincoln Logs were alright. We used to just like build things and then destroy them. I think that's the whole point of Lincoln Logs, right? Like build a little cabin and then turn yourself into a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
I mean, Lego is definitely the best toy if you don't like feet.
I do remember my father yelling at me on many occasions when he walked into my not very clean bedroom and was like, "Clean up these Legos." I had a little bin of them, like one of those Rubbermaid dish bins that was about half full with Legos, and I would just turn that over, and spread them out on the floor as big of a circle as I could. And if you couldn't pick them all up, you know, you pick up as many as you can, but maybe you missed one. Oh man, my dad did not like that.
Yeah, I actually got them for my niece and nephew for this previous Christmas, but I called my sister to be like, "Is this okay with you? Because you're gonna have murdered feet if She's like, yeah, it's fine, whatever. I just won't go in that room very often.
My sister, like a couple of years ago, my sister sent me the DeLorean kit for Christmas, and I was like, this is awesome. And so, like, I sat there and I put it together, and I had a really good time putting it together. And then it sat on my desk for a while. And I remember when I was putting it together, my nephews were like, oh, that thing is so cool. And I'm like, yeah, you're right, it is cool. And then after a while, the guilt just got to me. So I took it all apart and I sent it back to her so that my nephews could actually, like, put it together and then play with the Legos afterwards. Because it was just sitting on my desk. And I had gotten most of my fun out of it, like, putting it together. But I forgot how fun Legos were. Like, she gave me my childhood back for at least a couple of hours building that thing. It was a good time. All right, let's take a look at that. I think there's a couple of these. Yeah, we got a side view. So you can see it's very straight. I realize that Legos are very restrictive in their angles. Like, it's more difficult to get angles. I feel like if he fixes the angles and the proportions a little bit, this is going to be sick. Like, I'm a little angry that Lego doesn't have the custom kits now, but if he makes this look more real than it is right now, I will be super angry because I'll just want it so bad.
I mean, you could just spend $15,000 buying separate sets until you get it.
I think you can buy the pieces individually, but that means you have to, like, go through and pick each piece and be like, blah, 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 and there's not some list that they can just do. I think there's a 3/4 view. Oh, no, it's a straight-on view. So here's the straight-on view. He's got the red eyes in there. Pretty cool, honestly. I want to see the tool that he worked with this on. Like, I think that's pretty cool that you can just put this together. I don't know if I would have the patience to drag and drop little individual Lego pieces. They had for a while it was almost like a Lego MMO where you could, like, build things via a tool or whatever. And Lego Design something LDD. I don't know what the second D is. Lego Design Thingy. There you go. Thank you for that. Perfect.
I didn't know thingy starts with a D.
Yeah, well, it's multiple letters there. Thingy, dingy, whatever. But yeah, this was really cool. This took second and third place on a lot of people's lists. I did look the tool up. Lego Digital Designer. Thanks, Puddles, man. That's awesome. Well, I'll check it out after the stream.
As a side note, he actually did not design this digitally. His last name is actually Lego, and he just has them all sitting around. He just built it.
Dude, there was a contest when we were kids to win a set of everything that Lego had ever made. I did not try so hard for any contest in my life than I did for that. That contest, I tried so hard. I submitted whatever the maximum number. It was like 3x5 cards. I sat there for hours filling out like 3x5 cards to mail to Lego. Didn't win anything. Oh my gosh. Can you imagine winning one of every Lego kit ever made? They have a vault with Lego kits going back to when we were kids. Like, you can get Knights of the Round Table kits in there. Oh my gosh. The horses were the coolest.
Gonna need to build a bigger boat.
Okay, all right. I'm done expounding on Lego. They know how awesome they are. Oh, here's a back view. Pretty cool back view, honestly. I like the little jets on there. I think they look pretty cool. Website was unavailable. I don't know. I'm sure that there are places on the internet that you can find the Lego Digital Designer. Good luck. This is icon or concept art from Yoshimitsu, I think. Yeah, Yoshi, I think this is yours. I'm not 100% sure, but I think Ben may have stolen this for a Discord icon. I don't know. I know that he thinks it's sick as heck and wants to, so if he didn't, then maybe he will. But I think this is a really cool icon. Holobot 2018. This is one of the earlier submissions. Got some votes. Got some action. Good job, Yoshi. Swag, man. Oh, he did. Oh, there. Merlin got us on the link to the Lego Digital Designer. I expect some really high-quality Kodachi gunships in there so that I don't have to do the work and can just, pick the kit and make it work. Oh, man. If Nightbot timed you out, maybe we can make it so that that doesn't happen. You know what? I know how to fix this. Wait a second. Maybe I know how to fix this. Yeah, I do. Let's see if I do. So it'll let me do it. There you go, Merlin. Sorry about that, man. No, you can't. I got you covered, though. We got you. Download is broken. Oh, I'm sorry, Puddles. Well, then that'll learn you. Enjoy the Trojan that we just gave you. I'm just kidding. I hope that that's not one. Yeah. Okay. I guess that download link is broken. Hopefully, you guys can figure something out. If you're super interested, just do it in the Discord, and then you shouldn't get timed out for posting links and stuff like that. Okay, all right. Did you have anything else you want to say about Yoshi's icon?
It looks pretty.
It does look pretty. Yoshi, we all agree, it looks pretty.
I feel like it would work well as like a badge or something on a leather jacket.
It would. A patch, or it already got turned into an icon, so we're pretty happy about that. These pop-ups I'm suddenly getting. Dude, Head Warp, I'm sorry, man. I don't know. Is it from Twitch that you're getting them? Maybe it's the Trojan that we gave you. Zing! Okay, anyway. Next. And I think we're back to the beginning. Did we look at... Wait a second. Hold on a second. This isn't the beginning. Yeah, it is the beginning. Which means that the Papercraft ones didn't make it into the show. Maybe if I... Let me go out of game. Is it insert that lets me do this?
This is going to end poorly. What are you trying to do?
I was going to you can split the view, and then it lets you work in the background on one of the views while you don't interrupt your stream on the other one. Oh man. Whatever. We'll deal with it later. I'm sorry. There are extra images of Shroud Eyes stuff, and we have 2 audio clips. Hold on. I'm going to go to Audioland. Giant can talk about... I don't know. What he ate for breakfast this morning while we try to figure out how we can play the audio submission for you guys.
It was a sandwich.
Fozon. You ate a sandwich for breakfast?
I mean, I'm hungry. I like to eat stuff. A sandwich was available. Hence, I done ate a sandwich.
File Explorer. Okay, let me figure out how to do this. What was on your sandwich? Tell us a little bit more about this sandwich.
It was turkey. It was the exact opposite of exciting. So I, kind of stopped talking about it early because it was not exciting. Sorry, it was a boring breakfast. That happens some days.
Okay, the images are in here, so I don't know why they didn't get. Can I drag and drop them? Maybe I can. Let's go to the concept.
I mean, you could probably just, if you double click it, and then full screen it.
I have to window capture.
I was just going to say full screen it on the left screen because he has a left monitor scene.
Oh, okay. All right. Let's move this back over here. We're getting there.
So it won't show us anymore, which is an improvement, and then you can just left monitor it.
Left monitor. Okay, there.
Oh, it does show us awkwardly.
It's good enough.
I don't know why I'm cut off, but whatever.
I could fix that problem.
No, make me more cut off.
No. This is Shroud Eyes Papercraft. There is another image in here, but I don't think I... There we go. Here's this other one. So it's coming along. It looks like it's larger than I thought it was going to be. I thought you were going to do a little model. So this is pretty cool. Also, that's a pretty sick view that you have for doing modeling work. You got the windows there and everything. Foam core and cardboard, it looks like, is the medium of choice. Pretty cool. I like that. I want to see a small one if this actually works out, or at least the directions. Then I'll just make a small one at home. So I know it takes more crazy work to do detail stuff like that, but if this works and it looks awesome, I will make it tiny. I will make it tiny size and then put it on my desk and paint it with. It'll all be white. I'm not gonna paint it. I'm garbage at painting. Okay, so that's those 2, and then let's go back to us hanging out here someplace. My mouse is in so many places at once.
All
game.
places.
This is us. Let's move this over here. And then we have 1 audio submission, which means I have to go in here. And I think... Okay, so Fozon submitted 2 audio links, and I think this is the one that we can get working. So give me just a second to make audio happen for the web again. And then we'll play at least a portion of it. Maybe because there actually has to be playing sound. Go to place, make sound happen.
Oh, it was the.
It's this one.
Yeah.
Oh, this one. There we go. Ooh, okay, that's a little loud for me. That looks like it's a little loud for you guys too. Okay, it's still just gonna be super loud for me. This is Aggression Remix. So we'll give it a little listen. I know you can't hear it at all, Giant.
I mean, I actually can hear it a little bit. Now I can hear it even more.
Sick. Drum and bass. Okay, you guys have it. It's not too loud for you guys. If you guys want to check it out, like,
you can buy it from my cold dead hand.
yeah, Fist of Heaven, they're not available yet, and may never be. So far, they're internal. So far, they're internal only. The Kickstarter backers that kickstarted the appropriate levels will be getting the shirts as well. For everyone else that really wants a shirt, we can't promise anything right now.
I mean,
we want to, but we don't know yet.
we might be able to at least like release like the image or something in a
So that they can get it
format
done
so you can get like
themselves.
screenshots or something.
Right now, sorry, we think they're cool, and we wish we could share more of them, but it's difficult.
As surprising as it might sound, we're actually still super busy, and like a lot of people are like taking random like trips because they haven't had a chance to for a while. So like Matt just got back from that one weird place, England, and
Mike's in the other weird place.
Mike's in that other weird place, Japan.
And
So people are traveling all over the world and stuff. So, and like there's a lot of stuff that we're actually just really trying to finish off as quickly as we can. Like the strategy guide, for instance, is just way too much of a time sink to just make like to come up with like a small icon for like an audio log or something took way too long. And then we had Victor do it and we fixed it in like 3 seconds. But
yeah, we really
still.
need to use Victor a lot more often and try to do art-related things because we struggle with it for hours and he does it in minutes. Oh man, I'm glad you agree, Miasmic, because yeah, I'm gonna take a vacation as well. Again, more later. Excuse me, you guys.
Stop it.
I can't help it. That one was because the microphone is, or the headphones are pressing on my Adam's apple. Okay, so we wanted to play that for you guys so you could check it out. We did get that outside of most business hours. I think it was like either last night or this morning after we had all gone home. So not a ton of votes from everyone else. At least the art stuff people got to vote on, and I think we should reveal our winner. Let me make sure we didn't miss anybody else. We got Runkley, Strong Eyes, Samaras, Bomosa. Yeah. So the winner is Bomosa because he submitted like 6 things, and even though one of them won just all by itself, he had enough votes outside of that he was just going to win anyway. People liked the blue art, so you get like a vote or 2 here for that. People loved the cubes, loved the paint job on the cubes, so he gained like a ton of votes for that and took like first place. And it's not like a total landslide, but man, like he did a really good job on all of that stuff. But shout out to everybody that put in work for this, and to people, Shroud especially, that is still working on it, like doing their paper craft. Somebody was talking about the embroidered shirt. I want to see that. Please don't stop submitting stuff for it. And on that vein, if you guys just are doing fan art or fan related stuff, feel free to drop it in the Discord anyway. We'll check it out. We'll tell you how awesome it is on stream. Yeah, thanks for participating in that. A reminder that the make a challenge mode map. That's the current weekly challenge. Make a challenge mode map. Get the editor, make it, do it. Do it now, you guys. We want to check those out. We want to play them on stream for you guys next week. Same time, Saturday. We were going to play multiplayer, but we've been sitting here like yammering for quite a while. So I think that I might just go eat lunch instead.
I am getting kind of hungry.
Yeah, I'm sorry, you guys. So all the people that booted up and were going to play multiplayer with us, I'm sorry. We're going to go eat instead. But thank you, everyone, for joining us. If you haven't picked up the game yet and you just randomly stumbled across this stream, Overload is the game. It's on Steam. It's available for download right now. The level editor is free. You can download the level editor and make sweet levels.
Although, to be fair, right now, I think you have to basically go to our Discord to get the link, because like you can't get it from Steam unless you have the core game, because it's DLC. But
Okay.
we are planning on continuing to have like some way for people to get it outside of Steam. Down
We
the
will
line.
continue to try to get that to everyone else. For now, it's only available through Steam. The link is through Discord, this is a perfect time to plug our Discord inadvertently. If you want to join our Discord, there's links down there to just click on them and jump in. We have an awesome Discord community. We're over 800 people strong. If you're looking for games to play, Discord is a great place to find people to play with. There's channels for that. There's channels for art submission. There's channels for level submission. There's talk about just 6 degree of freedom shooters in general. There's talk about whatever. Talk about what you ate for breakfast this morning. I don't care. That's what the whatever channel is for. We're a pretty relaxed community and pretty involved. Ben's done a really great job setting up the Discord and keeping it maintained.
Speaking of setting up, we're also in the process of getting a wiki up. We were kind of thinking that, especially for the level editor, it would be nice just to kind of like have the information in a way that like,
Most
you
of
can
the world
kind of,
can get it.
yeah, as
Yeah,
opposed to
good call.
Discord where it's like you can get some good information pretty quick and then it's gone forever because no one wants to scroll up or search.
Dude, that is true. Are there other games out there?
No,
Nope. Just Overload.
that's the one.
Yeah. Shout out to all the people that contributed. We have more challenges that are coming up, and I'm super excited to check out the maps that you guys have. We may also throw in a couple of I know Ryan's been working pretty hard on a level. Maybe it'll be ready by then. We might throw in some of the ones that we've been working on in the studio. My level's looking really awesome right now.
Have you actually gotten the sphere to be a sphere yet?
It's a lumpy sphere, but it's pretty cool. It has. I'll wreck the surprise. It has a sphere in it. Team maps. I don't remember saying anything about team maps, Miasmic.
I think you might be asking about maps from the team.
Oh, that kind of team map. Yes, team maps. But they're not officially sanctioned team maps. They're just maps that us idiots in QA are...
The maps that
working on.
Ed is talking about are actually considered war crimes in some countries.
War
because
crime-
they're
war
so
crime maps,
terrible.
those
they're
are the
just,
ones.
They're just really bad maps.
Dude, we definitely didn't say anything about capture the flag. That's not an option. My level doesn't have a name yet. I have actually, as unserious as I am 90% of the time, I am putting in a serious name for my level, and it's actually a campaign. It's a 3-level campaign. So far, 1 level is being worked on of the 3 levels in the campaign, and it is very uninteresting right now. Because most of the time I spend here, it's not doing level editing stuff. I'm a terrible person. Question: what is the one-word only?
What's with the...
what's with the one-word only challenge mode map names?
I mean, originally they were all just one names, so I don't know. Do we not support multiple names?
I
Or
didn't
multiple
know that
words,
we
I'm
didn't.
guessing?
Apparently we don't. We'll check that out for you.
Oh, or are you just commenting that like all the predecessors are that way, so you don't want to like break the theme of just one word? I think it's just
Oh, yeah.
yeah. I think it's just that's how it worked out.
Yeah. What do you have against enchiladas, man? Enchiladas, delicious.
They aren't quite good.
A precedent has been set. No, I mean, like, do whatever you guys want for that. I mean, within reason, do whatever you guys want for the names.
I mean, at least some of them are basically made up words anyway. So
Yeah. I mean, I do like that any of the ones that are relative to some sort of planet or moon, those exist for the most part. Only 1 word. Yeah, you do you. All right, I think that's it for us, you guys. Thanks for the submissions. We'll go and update the weekly challenge and hand out Bamosa a title. I think he's won already one time. I don't remember. But if you haven't won, congratulations on the coveted gold Discord title.
and if you did win, we don't.
Congratulations on the 2 times. But that's it from us. Thanks, you guys, for checking it out. And we'll see you guys in another week. Hopefully with some sweet levels. That's it. And now we disappear.